Hi Natalie, this is a video to show you how to size the images and upload them to your website. I'm going to start, before we get into WordPress, with some Photoshop. You mentioned that you know some Photoshop, so I'll just go through the steps that you need to take in order to get the pictures right. So I've put all this stuff here in the shared folder, and the folder that we're going to use as a guide and example is the crop tops folder. And I've organized it to be divided into two folders in there. And one is the individual images, which are these. If you click on that, you'll see. These all have the same dimensions. They're like a vertical, except for the layout there. And then there's also if you go back here, the Photoshop layered files, and these are what are really important. So inside the Photoshop layered files, you're going to see this one called Product Items Layered. And if you open that, it's the perfect example of how you want to size your images. So let's say you open this up, and this image right now, it's 600 by 777 at 72 dpi, and we're going to use it as a base. So as you can see here on the right, we've had, I use this for all the images that I've done. If you turn that off, you can see this other piece, and you can see all the other items that I've downloaded in the highest res possible from the websites and put them on here. All right, so let's say you have, let's go ahead and turn this off, and let's say the canvas is blank here. We haven't done any of the go back here to florals because we haven't sized all of these yet. And if you take a look at, for example, here's a good one, this bag, it's very horizontal, so we got to make it fit into this box so it looks consistent on the website with everything else. So all you got to do is just grab this bag and just drag it and put it right there. And then just go ahead and enlarge it a little bit, but not too tight. You don't want it to be right up against the edge. That doesn't look good. So just give it a little breathing room. Double click it for it to keep. And then just go to File and Save for Web and Devices. This helps you optimize it a little bit to save you loading time on the web. And make sure JPEG is clicked on. And just click Save. And all you got to do is title it. This is going to be, I think it's a DNG clutch. And we'll go ahead and find your folder. Where we're going to put it, Style Test. And it's a floral, so let's go ahead and put a floral into individual images. And we'll call it DNG clutch. And if you just want to name it sized, so you know that it is, because the other one that's not sized is in there. You can do that and just hit save, and there you see it. That's the sized one, and that's the not sized one. So if you want to just go ahead and move that one to trash, that way you know that this is the right one here. And then just go ahead and do it with the rest. You can just drag this shoe, for instance, in here, double click that, and that looks pretty well spaced. Probably just enlarge it just a little teeny bit. And if the layer behind it is bothering or in the way, just turn it off. Sometimes they can peek out a little bit, so just turn it off. And then same thing, just go ahead and do File, Save for Web, and make sure your settings should stay the same once you do that one time. So just click Save. Go ahead and title it. I guess pump, or whatever the name of the product is. You might have it from looking on the website. And just click, make sure it's in the right place in florals. All right, put it there, and there it is. It popped in. That's the correct one. That's still rotating, and you can go ahead and just trash that one. So little by little, you'll get them all to be the correct size. So let's talk a little bit about the mosaic. That's here, so if you open that in Photoshop, Photoshop. And here it is, and this is pretty much the layered document with all the different things on it. And if you want to make a new mosaic, just delete all the layers that are on here. You can just trash them this way. And then just drag on your new things, and you can go ahead and size them, and like by hitting transform scale, like if you want to size this dress, you can scale it. Make sure to hold down the shift key. If you don't, it's going to do this type of thing. So by holding the shift key, it kind of keeps its proportions. And also, if you want to rotate them, just go to edit, transform, rotate. You probably know this, but just in case, and just you can rotate it that way. And also, let's say something has like a white background on it. You know how to use the wand to kind of get rid of it. So let's say this picture had like a white box that was behind it or something. Let me just use a good example here. Let's say you grabbed a dress picture. Alright, let's say you grab this dress picture from the internet, and you see when you bring it on here, it's got some white around it. Once you drop it, just double click to drop it. You can get the little wand tool here and just select that. Make sure your tolerance is pretty low so you don't kill it. And just go ahead and you have to rasterize this. Sometimes when you bring stuff off the web, you need to rasterize this layer. So just go to Layer, Rasterize Smart Object, and that lets you be able to click on it and delete the background. And you can just move it around. And that's pretty much how to do the mosaic. Of course, Photoshop has a lot more intricate things, but those are the basics. Alright, so we'll get out of there. And now let's go into WordPress. And I think I'll just end this part of the Photoshop with this video, and I'll do a separate little video for the WordPress. So this is the ending of this.